I didn't grow up in a Christian family. My mum did take us to church when we were children, but I had no concept of a relationship with God. I do remember praying once when I was an adult. That was when a good friend was terminally ill with cancer. When she died shortly afterwards, I lost all interest in the idea of a loving God. I was a typical girl about town in London, independent, decent job, good social life. I had no reason to think about God at that time. Then one Saturday night, I was slumped on the sofa watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and a question came up on the Bible. And I remember thinking, I should be able to answer that question. It wasn't a difficult question. And in a flash of inspiration, I thought, I'm going to put a Bible on my Christmas list this year to improve my general knowledge. I was at work talking to a friend about how surprised my parents were at my request for a Bible for Christmas. And my conversation was overheard by a colleague who I didn't know at the time, but I had noticed her. She was quite a gentle temperament in comparison to some of the rest of us. And she overheard me, and she came up to me afterwards and she said, I'm Christian. And that's when she told me about a course called Christianity Explored, a chance to explore Christianity through Mark's gospel. And I thought, no way am I doing a course like that. Nobody I knew would consider doing something like that, and I certainly wasn't going to. So I was surprised to find myself turning up for the first lesson a short time afterwards. First impressions were good. Great buzz in the room, lively people, good conversation. I loved the format of the course. But I thought, well, I'll just come along for one or two and then I'll walk away. Actually, I didn't miss a single session. And overall, I was just blown away by the figure of Jesus walking off the pages of Mark's Gospel to me and really talking to me. And I got to the end of the course. I had a lot of questions, but I wasn't ready to become Christian. I kept asking myself, what is going to happen to me if I become Christian? Am I going to wake up as a transformed personality with a halo shining over my head? What about my lifestyle, my smoking, my drinking? What would my friends and family think of me? I didn't think that I was the kind of person that God would want to have as a Christian. But I did start to pray about it, and I did go to church more frequently. A few months later, I fractured my knee in a skiing accident, which at the time I didn't see as an answer to prayer. I was devastated. I was off work for weeks. How was work going to be able to cope without me? How would I cope without work? But actually, it was during that time that I had the solitude to reflect upon what I had learnt. I listened to Bible talks on tape, and I came to understand that I didn't have to be good enough for God because Jesus had died for me, and that the Christian life is a journey. I would have the Holy Spirit in me, working with me every step of the way. And it was a fantastically liberating experience to understand that truth. And I was still on crutches when I became Christian.